Hey folks, welcome back to yet another episode of Kurn's Guild Spotlight. This is episode 23, and today on episode 23 we are looking at Ruined. They are an alliance guild on the US Proudmoore server, and you can find them at www.ruined-guild.com. That's www.ruined-guild.com. You can also always just click through the link in the description below. So who are they? They are a 10-man raiding guild. They are 5 of 13 hard modes in tier 15. And this is the thing that has always stuck out to me. They are the guild that got the world first Onyxia kill way back in vanilla at level 60. Let's think on that for a moment. Wow. I'm still impressed. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned that way, but I'm still impressed by that. The guild actually formed back in November of 2004. So, 8.5 years on, they're still going. I mean, they're not 40-man raiding anymore, but they're still going. So, they consider themselves dedicated, patient, and determined, obviously. And after doing this sort of crazy rating thing for 8.5 years, they've discovered that laughter is the key to success. So they know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, and they have the world first kills to prove it. When do they raid? Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays from 6:30 p.m. until 9 p.m. Pacific time, which is server time. And that means you're raiding from 9:30 p.m. until midnight Eastern time. So pretty reasonable raid nights for basically anyone in North America, which is great. What are they looking for? They're looking for a balanced druid with a guardian off spec. So, laser turkey plus bear. They'd also like a ranged DPS and would prefer a warlock. So, if you are any of those things and you want to join a guild with great amounts of history, Ruined might just be the guild for you. Let's talk a little bit about Proudmoore. I actually spent 9 or 10 months of my WoW career on Proudmoore, so I kind of know what I'm talking about here. It's a PvE PST server, 153,000 characters, so it's pretty high pop. It's not quite up there with things like Storm Rage, but it's pretty up there. And what's kind of hilarious is that there's 111,000 Alliance characters and only 42,000 Horde characters. Sorry, Horde. It also has a huge Australian population, which basically means that the server is always active. While there are no peak hours, there's no downtime either. So good luck trying to do things like, Noble Garden on that server, which, by the way, I've done. Not fun. That said, farming is also kind of difficult because there's always farmers out there. There's always people on. Always, always, always. They were actually the first guild to unlock all of the Sunwell stuff back in Burning Crusade, because everybody was participating on the server. Everybody was doing dailies all the time throughout the entire day. It was pretty insane. So that's something to be aware of. That said, the economy is pretty good, and the skill level on the server I find is pretty decent. It's a huge raiding server. 66 guilds are at least one of 13 hard modes. Let's think about that. Hard modes. Only looking at hard modes. 66 guilds. There's like hundreds of guilds who are actually trying to raid, but 66 of them are already in hard modes, at least one of 13. And of all of the guilds that are raiding, only 17 of them are 25-man guilds. So it's really heavily dominated by the 10-man guilds. And also, like it says there on the screen, it's really an alliance-dominated server. Obviously you know that from the population, but in terms of raiding, it's mostly alliance. So you're in good company, basically. So once again, Ruined is seeking a balanced guardian druid. Be able to cast from a distance, but also, bear it up. Also looking for ranged DPS, including specifically a warlock. And they raid Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays, and Mondays from 6:30 until 9 Pacific, which is server time, or 9:30 until midnight Eastern time. So if any of this sounds good to you, you should definitely check them out at ruined-guild.com. I guess that'll bring this episode of Kurn's Guild Spotlight to an end. You can always follow me on Twitter at kurnmogh, that's at KURNMOGH. can also check out my blog at kurnn.apotheosis-now.com, and you can check out my forthcoming guide site at kurn.info, full of great information for you. Well, I guess that's about it. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow for yet another episode of Kurn's Guild Spotlight.